I'm here to talk to you today about feelings. I feel like feelings are the most misunderstood topic on planet Earth. I feel like most people don't really understand how to work with their feelings in a way that is conducive to happiness. Most people are trying to get away from bad feelings. That's the way our culture is, it's the way it's kind of designed. Um, our culture is basically focused on if I do things, if I achieve things, if I acquire things, that is going to give me more happiness. And so that's what they spend their time doing. Most people aren't aware of the fact that they're basically miserable and that everything that they're doing is this compensation for that misery. And so the way that it kind of works is like this. It's like we were kids and we were these beautiful, perfect souls and spirits. And then things happened, traumatic experiences occurred, and these bad feelings got paired with these really wrong ideas. Most kids, when there's conflict in the home, the parents aren't getting along, there's fighting, um, they take that on and they think it's their responsibility. Psychologists will tell you this. They feel like it's my fault. So now these things happen, and they can be as bad as being beaten or sexual abuse, or it can be neglect, or it can be verbal abuse. Any of these things will create this layer of I'm bad, I'm terrible, I'm wrong. Now, um, psychologists will also tell you that children cannot handle the intensity of these feelings. And so, what they do, what they have to do, what the system is programmed to do is repress them, push them down. And so they get pushed down. The problem is like once kids reach a certain age or they become grown-ups, there's nobody there to tell them, okay, all that stuff that you pushed down, now it's time to go back and sort that out and deal with it. Um, they feel like these things are the truth. This I'm bad, I'm wrong is true. And so now they develop their personalities to try to fix this problem. And so they go after careers, they try to get the right partners, they try to make some money, etc. Whatever they do, they're trying to get happy, but they're trying to get happy as a response in most cases to this suffering, which is never going to work because they may acquire the things, but that doesn't resolve this sort of initial trauma, And so, if money really did fix those feelings, then all billionaires would be very happy, well-adjusted people. Which I think we know that that's not necessarily the case because money doesn't cure trauma. Because no matter how much money you have, the thing that money can do for you with those deep, intense feelings is get you the best therapist in the world. But even as a wealthy person, you still have to sit your butt in the chair and process those feelings and go through them. And nobody else can do that for you, nobody on earth, no matter how much money you have. So, how to deal with these feelings, how to work with these feelings. Um, so, there's a couple of ways, obviously. The most important, we have psychology. We've had psychology for a long time. And the knock on psychology is okay, they recognize we have these feelings and these feelings are from childhood. But one of the mistakes they made is they kind of validate the story. So when this event happened, right? And then the kid said, oh, I'm bad, I'm wrong as a result. That's not really true. So, like the classic example for me is I came out of my childhood feeling like my father didn't love me. And I spent 5 years in therapy dealing with that feeling, that painful feeling. And it only later occurred to me when I was doing the work with Byron Katie that that was not true. And it became very clear and obvious to me that it wasn't true that my father didn't love me. And the whole thing evaporated. So these thoughts and ideas are always lies. They're not real things that we have to deal with. The feelings are. The feelings are in response to a lie. So we need to get down to the feeling. And when we let go through the feeling, then on the other side of that, the whole thing dissipates and it reveals this truer self that was down there all along. And that's the other part of feeling the feelings that people get wrong. People think that these feelings are them, but the reality is we're somehow separate from these things. These it's not I'm having a feeling. It's more like there's a wounded child and it's having the feeling. And actually, the job for me is to disidentify from this particular wounded child and stand back and be the loving parent, because that's what I really am. I'm this loving consciousness that's witnessing this pain. And the more I can step back and be in that role of compassion, the more I realize that I'm not this thing. I'm actually the thing that's healing this thing. And so the other big thing that gets missed here with feelings is we think that a lot of our feelings have to do with the situations in life. So if somebody raises my rent and then I'm upset and I go to the landlord, I think I'm mad because my rent got raised and I'm being treated unfairly. When in reality, all this raising of the rent is a trigger for something in the past. Another way to say this is there are no grown-up emotions. There are no emotions that are responses to what's happening now. They are triggers of what's happening in the past. So when you start to understand what emotion really is, that it's this, like a bell got rung when we were 4, right? And it said, I'm worthless. And that bell's been ringing in the back of our ear. We can't get it shut up. We've tried to have this great life in spite of it and to overcome that. And we just can't, because it feels so true to us. When we stop and we start to address that thing that feels like I'm worthless, and we start to bring our consciousness to it and feel it finally and stop running from it, that feeling starts to dissipate. And then suddenly the true worth that we have emerges. It's not this faux worth of I've gone out and I've proved that I'm better than everybody else. It's this real intrinsic sense of worth. And so really all of this feeling work does is it's a block to our true nature. And as we remove these blocks, we get to be more and more of who we really are. And this is at the bottom of how we start to deal with emotions in a healthy way.